Today's tip against addiction is on creating a Valentine's Day for your day, for yourself. When you get a craving again, when it starts, you know that you will do something wrong, but you feel that you need it now in order to feel better and to feel relief. In such a situation, it is hard to counter your pressure with something rational. You will need something emotional instead. So what could give you a good feeling apart from the drug that you usually take, whether that is porn or food or gambling or alcohol? Think about that in a clear moment, in a quiet moment like now. What could give you a good feeling apart from your drug? Nothing will be suitable to provide you such a good feeling as your drug usually does in those moments. That is obvious. A little bit of goodwill is necessary. You will need to accept that you will get a somewhat less substantial feeling than what you would get from your drug. But this is still easier to accept than fighting your craving with something rational and reasonable, like saying, next time I will not give in. You know? That will not work, because if you tried that, your inner urge would only laugh at you and show you the middle finger. It would tell you that you are right, yeah, but that it needs that good feeling anyway, immediately. Nonetheless, feelings are almost always stronger than rational thoughts. So if you have willpower and you say, I'm determined, I'm not gonna give in next time, and then you do give in, it's nothing about bad character. Feelings are stronger than thoughts, almost always. So that is why you must take action to evoke good feelings, even if they will not be as strong as with your drug. You can be proud then of this achievement. But what could you give? What will give you a good feeling, and what will be available in such a situation? This is the first thing that you need to find out. And I'm always looking at the screen here because I took some parts of the Lavario program to read out to you. Because here, for example, there's some help, some questions that you could ask yourself. When was the last time that you really loved? Yeah, what was the trigger? How can you provoke such a situation or something similar again? Think about it. Next question is, what great idea have you had for a long time but have never realized it? Maybe now is the time to go ahead and do it. Next one, how could you spoil yourself with the money and the time that you originally wanted to spend on your drug, whether it's gambling or alcohol or food or porn sites? Maybe a back rub, maybe a bottle of the best original French champagne, unless you're an alcoholic. What about having a hot aromatic bath? What about sitting somewhere in the sun with a box of Swiss chocolate, unless you are bulimic? What about going to the zoo to observe wild animals you have not seen since you were a child? Yeah, that can give you good feelings as well. And that is something that you don't usually do every day. What about your last holiday? Do you have photos that you could look at and that will take you back there in your imagination? What about the program from the theaters? Is there any movie you would like to watch? Maybe with a huge Coke and a lot of warm popcorn. You need to plan this ahead. In the situation of craving, you will be too excessively fixated to ponder about alternatives. Create a Valentine's Day for yourself. On Valentine's Day, you give something to a person that you love. Many addicts do not love themselves, but look inside and see the poor inner part that constantly torments itself with feelings of guilt, inferiority, and despair. And that is a part of you, and this part deserves some recognition. Because at least you are fighting. Realize that. Otherwise, you would not be here, watching this video and listening about tips against addictions. Reward this inner part of you and provide it some good feelings. In the first 10 minutes, for sure, this will not be so easy because originally you intended to do something completely different, something that you don't really want to do. Afterwards, however, it will be easier, and after 1 hour, or there might be a bit of pride spreading in you. Pride that you won against the craving, this time at least. Yeah. And in some other videos, I also read out or told you about some good tips. And you need to. It's like a selection. You need to choose the ones that are best for you. And in some situations, one tip works. In another situation, another tip works. You need to get some experience with that. But as I said in some of the other videos, these tips are not to fight the addiction. These tips are to give you relief. In order to fight the addiction, you need much more. You need to really work on yourself, identify which are the reasons for your addiction, what are the triggers in everyday life. You also need to start analyzing your misconceptions and make peace with yourself. It's easy said, but there are hundreds of pages in the program on that one, many exercises. And that's why I'm also not going so much into that in these short videos here, 6 minutes now, 10 minutes maybe in the end. That is something very deep that you need to do in parallel. So many of these videos are just touching the symptoms, the surface, how you can get relief. But maybe check our website to find more, also on the background of your addiction and the root causes. And if you like, order the program. There's money back guarantee anyway. So if you don't like it, if you don't break your addiction, you can always give it back. Good. I hope I gave you some inspiration with this tip. Try it and maybe check out some of the other videos. Bye-bye.